What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Jack, and I'm back with another episode of A Daily Dose. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video titled Toxic Dating Traits in 2026. Everyone is toxic. Before we get into it, I want to give credit to the original content creator, and if you want to watch the video without my commentary, the link will be in the video description below. Now without further ado, let's get into it.
Here are 5 of the most toxic dating habits that you might not even realize you're doing that will slowly ruin your relationship. First thing, and I feel like a lot of us especially do this when we're first starting off a relationship, but constantly putting our partner to the test and doing little things to test our boyfriend or girlfriend, basically being like, oh, well, I'm not going to answer them to test if they miss me, or oh, I'm going to do this to test if this would make them mad. Like basically just putting your partner through all of these little tests constantly. You're never going to be happy with the result. They're going to be mad that you're doing this, and it will slowly lead to the end of your relationship. The second thing is always casually.
Real quick, I want to just touch on that. Yeah, that's how you get pumped and dumped. You know, you start doing stuff like that, you're just gonna get pumped and dumped, right?
Throwing around the idea of breaking up. I feel like we all know that couple that literally every single fight they get into, they're like, oh, well, I'm gonna break up with you, or if you do this, I'm gonna break up with you. Breaking up should be an absolute last resort in a relationship and something that you should never really bring up unless you're serious. It ends up becoming like the boy that cried wolf, constantly throwing around the idea, then your partner is never going to take it serious when you're actually ready to walk out that door.
Yeah, you got one time to do that, just one time. You're not gonna hit me with an ultimatum. No, that's what's happening now. Okay, you want to break up, and now you're in the situationship zone. You're never coming out of it either.
The third thing is stonewalling whenever you and your partner get into an argument or a fight. What stonewalling is basically every single time that you and your partner argue, fight, whatever, you basically just put up a wall. You'll start ignoring their calls, not answering their texts, or if you are, you're kind of just like not actually having a conversation about what's wrong and just kind of be like, yeah, like I don't really want to talk about it. Just constantly putting up that wall instead of having honest.
Okay, I gotta stop. This is all one gender does this. It's only one gender that does this. Stonewalling, ignoring calls, faking breakups. It's not gonna end well for you.
Communication with your partner is just never going to get you anywhere, and if that always happens, y'all are never going to get through fights together, because the only way to get through arguments is with communication. The fourth thing is keeping score. When you start keeping score in a relationship, what I'm talking about is being like, every single time you plan a date and they don't, you put that in your head, or you texted them first. So like it basically becomes a competition, and you start to not act like a good partner because you're like, oh, well, I texted them first this time, so even though I want to text them, I'm not going to. And you basically start adjusting your actions based on what they haven't or what you have done to make it like you're not the one putting in more effort. But honestly, this is just a thing that is going to hurt your relationship and really is super toxic. And the fifth thing is always punishing your partner for being vulnerable. Basically, every single time your partner brings up something that you're doing that's bothering them and that's upsetting them, whatever, instead of actually just hearing them out and talking to them, you every single time get defensive and are like, nope, I don't want to hear this. You constantly are not hearing out their point, and instead of like listening to them and allowing them to be vulnerable, you basically just turn into defense mode and never listen to them. This is a way for your partner to never bring up things that's actually bothering them, because they know you're not going to be receptive to this, and that over time will lead to a breakup in a relationship.
I accidentally ghosted him for the past month. Good morning. I went out last night, even though I told myself that I wasn't gonna go out. Do you guys want to know what my toxic trait is? I have maybe been asked on like 2 dates in the past year in Miami. This one guy who asked me on a date, I was semi-interested, but I was just like so busy. This man followed up via text multiple times. We met out at a bar, and he was like, oh, I'm so in love with you. He was like, I really want to take you out next weekend. I think he followed up for the whole month, sporadically texting him back, oh, I can't do this week, maybe next week. I'm gonna give him so many points because he really was like, tell me when you're free. I'm free this day, and I will make the plan and I will do everything. Oh my God, a dream come true. Hi.
This guy's trying way too hard. Clearly she's not interested in you. And this is one of the problems. Like, gumps, man, they don't get it, man. If the girl liked you, she would, dare I say, move heaven and earth to make sure she's available to come see you, to make sure that y'all can see each other, right? You're doing all this, jumping up through all these hoops just to get a date with this girl. Let her go, move on.
had so many things going on for me last month. Actually, the last 2 months he's been trying. And anytime I was like, oh, I could go on a date this day, I need to like sit with my thoughts for 5 seconds. He ended up texting me 5 more times after that. And I'm such a bad texter, you guys. I will ignore your text for months. I accidentally ghosted him for the past month. Oh, and then I was like traveling, I was out of town, and I was in.
And see, these guys, this is why I have no sympathy for them when they end up getting divorce great. Because once you hear these stories and you start putting 1 and 2 and 3 together, then you start to understand what was going on. So if he does eventually get this girl, we know how it's gonna end, right? And like you're texting her 5 times in a row back to back, and she ghosting you, and you still can't get the hint.
The DR. I was just all over the place, and then I came back and I went out and I saw him out this weekend. He was with another girl holding her hand. If I could ghost him for 2 months and then he just goes and finds some other girl, and he didn't just like wait for me and keep texting me after I ghosted him for 2 months, clearly he's not the one. What do you mean you're not yearning for longer than 2 months? This is what I mean by men need to yearn. That's it? You're just gonna give up? And he was like, oh my god, you're like alive. Also, if you're the guy watching this video, this isn't about you, it's about me. That my ideal man is someone who yearns for me for a year, then we date for a year and he's still yearning, and then we get married.
She's lying. She's lying. There's no way. Like, you want the guy to yearn for you, so you want to ignore him for a year, and then eventually you give him a chance, and then you guys get married. That makes absolutely no sense.
That's the only way I'm gonna know the commitment is real. And somehow I still think I'm in the right. So it's his loss for not trying to unghost himself from me. On to the next.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but somebody who truly loves you would have changed their behavior the moment they saw how much it hurt you.
People aren't dumb. We're all old enough to know this. People aren't dumb to know that whatever the action they're doing would be hurtful to you. And let's say they didn't know and you express that it hurt you a lot, you're crying, you're on your low. If they go out and do the same shit again, they clearly have the brain of a mice. When you truly love someone, you have respect for them. You want to do everything not to piss them off or feel disrespected. But if they've seen how hurt you are and you've expressed.
When you naturally like someone, it's not that you overtly try not to piss them off. It's just everybody understands like there's certain boundaries within dealing with the opposite sex, and especially somebody that you're interested in. There's certain things you're just not gonna do, certain things that you are gonna do because you want to make the person happy to a certain degree, right? They want to show you that they're a good person, and you should want to show them that you're a good person, right? If y'all getting along. So this should come natural. It should be, it's almost effortless.
How hurt you are, and they go out and do the same thing again. I really don't know what to tell you other than break up with them. I usually don't tell people this, but if they disrespect you and your boundaries and your feelings, that's when I'm like, break up, break up, break up. Go. Because yeah, not knowing is one thing, but knowing and doing the same thing again when you clearly express that you don't like it is another. So yeah, break up.
What's your most toxic dating habit? Gaslighting, jealousy / insecurity, and masking that with being mean and knocking them down a peg because misery loves company and I need them to like know their place. Always being right.
Hold on, wait. So if you want to knock them down because misery loves company, that means that you're the miserable one, right? Am I wrong about that? Drop a comment.
You're never gonna win an argument with me. I will convince you this guy is red, and I'll always win that fight. I'll like never listen to like their point because I don't even care about their point. My point is correct. Picking fights just to have good makeups, that's maybe a twisted one. But like some things get dull. I mean, or the last relationship I was in, like it was just like dull at the end. I'd be like, all right, let's fight. So at least we can have some emotion here. Damn, I sound like a fucking mess now that I'm listing them all out. I love conflict and argument, and I'm like a bit toxic in that way. Oh my God, I'm problematic.
What is your most toxic trait when you're in a relationship? Give me yours.
I have a few.
I think my worst one is probably either making them jealous or starting an argument. On reflection and taking accountability for my toxic traits, is I now know why I do them and I don't do them as much. So for example, the reason why I think I used to like to sometimes make a boyfriend jealous would be I wrongly associated jealousy with care, because my ex-husband never remotely showed any ounce of like jealousy or anything, and also he didn't care. So
These are grown 30-plus-year-old women talking like this. And the other one's divorced. Obviously, she's telling us why. And they still don't have, I didn't see a ring on their fingers.
So I felt like if someone showed that they were a bit jealous,
I cared, yeah.
then it was like, oh, they really, really like me.
Saying sorry just to end the conversation. If you think that just saying sorry, it ends the whole fight and you're just like, let's just move on from this, that is a very toxic behavior. It doesn't mean that you fix anything. It just means that you want to swipe it under the rug, figure it out next time. Always fighting. People that normalize fighting all the time and thinking that it's very normal that couples fight all the time, every other day, every week, telling all your family and friends that we're still working it out, we're still figuring it out. That is not normal. That is not okay for your nervous system as a woman, and that is not good for you. Fighting is not gonna get better. He's never gonna see your way. You guys are never gonna be in the same relationship, the same page. Very toxic cycle. Being talked over and being interrupted all the time. If you feel that you have to fight to get your opinion out, to have a conversation, to actually feel like you can harness a nice dialogue with your partner, every single time you're doing that, you're fighting for your life. That is not a normal relationship. He's overstepping you, pushing you away, and he doesn't care solely about what you think or about your opinion at all. He's just like that because that's how he talks, and he talks over you, he interrupts you and all of the things. Sorry, that's toxic. Some things that women often normalize that I see all the time out there that they think is normal, but it's actually very toxic behavior. It's a very toxic cycle, and you should not be in this. Let me know what you girls think, and if you guys...
Yeah, I agree with her on the point of if you're not getting along with somebody, and the point about not being able to talk through whatever situation you guys are going through, definitely a clear sign that you guys are not compatible, and you should probably move on, see other people.
have any other ones. Love you girls. Bye.
Things that are not normal in relationships, this is signs of a toxic relationship. People like to say that these are all normal when they're really not. Starting with if your partner tells you what you can and cannot wear, not normal. I know a lot of people like to say, just don't want other people to give you attention. Have they got a trust problem? Sorry, but no relationship ever works when you've got no trust. So what on earth do you mean your partner cannot wear that? I'm sorry, do you own your girlfriend? What on earth do you mean they can't leave the house wearing that? Also checking their location 24/7. I don't think it's toxic having your location on. There's a difference between having it there for convenience, having it there for safety, and checking it 24/7. That energy you're using trying to work out what your partner is doing, you should be putting on yourself. Your partner has gone out with his friends. That is healthy. If you still want to go out and see your friends, doesn't mean you need to be worried about what he's doing. And if you are worried about what he's doing to the point you cannot get off his location, something isn't right there. Also, if your partner flirts with every single person when they get the chance, this isn't normal. And I don't care how many times people want to say it's just harmless flirting. Flirting is cheating. Imagine your girl was doing that and just saying, oh, it's just harmless. It's not one rule for one and then one for the other. I will stand on that forever. Flirting is cheating. Also, if your partner constantly calls you names, insults you, this again isn't normal. It's not normal for someone that loves you.
And I mean, I agree with a lot of the stuff that she's saying outside of the first thing with basically not being able to comment on whatever your woman is wearing, right? Because this is generally a one-sided thing as far as like what the person has on. It's usually the man not being okay with the woman overexposing her body. I'm fascinated though how she just changed her complexion like that. She was a pale white woman, now she has color.
The new nails.
names, constantly being rude about you. I don't care if it's in the heat of the moment, you're arguing. Partner isn't meant to call you names. Sorry, but these things really aren't normal or healthy in a relationship, and they are in fact toxic.
So one of the main things I've learned about in therapy is the cycle of discarding that occurs when you are with somebody who is toxic or has narcissistic personality traits, and it's a very crazy thing. And if you're not aware of it, it can really hinder your self-esteem, your self-image, and it's honestly so incredibly hurtful. And once you watch this and you understand, you will get why that is. It pretty much just makes you feel so insignificant, and it's such a painful thing because it's like you try so hard with these people to just love them and make things work, and like you give it everything, like your all, and they just make you feel so disposable. They make you feel so insignificant. They make you feel like you just never even matter. And it is just a very hard thing to deal with emotionally, and it's really hard to even wrap your head around. So learning these things and understanding this,
I don't understand how, like, you're shooting out of your league. Somebody who cares about you won't do this. They just won't. They just won't do this. You won't experience that. You don't need to go see a therapist to tell you that the person doesn't like you. They're showing you that they don't like you.
cycle has been so life-changing to me, so I really want to spread awareness about it because I think there's a lot of people who have experienced this and they genuinely don't even know about this information, so I can imagine how much harder that makes it. So it all starts out with the love bombing and future faking phase. This is when they first meet you, and you will notice that these people have shiny object syndrome, and you will notice it's not just with you.
Now the future faking, that's not really real. Somebody can meet you, like you, and once they get to know you, right, they change their mind. Like, they can see you and see you as their wife, or see you as a potential wife, girlfriend, right? A long-term relationship. And once they get to know you, they change their mind. That doesn't mean that they were future faking. It just means that they changed their mind. Just like you can change your mind.
You or with people, it's also just with objects in life. They're always buying new things, they're always moving to new places, they're always going to new houses, they're always just chasing this like hit of dopamine because they have shiny object syndrome, but it never lasts because essentially all they're really looking for is something to boost their ego and give them that dopamine hit. But the caveat is that it never actually lasts, and it's so temporary and fleeting. So exactly what they do with material items, they also do to human beings, and that's also what they did to you. I find this so interesting because I don't know if this is like a conscious thing that they're like aware of, or if they genuinely think that this is like what love is supposed to be like. Like, is it supposed to be just like some dopamine hit to them? Like, that part I'm confused about, but essentially that is what they're looking for, whether it's conscious or subconscious, is somebody that's going to feed their ego and give them that dopamine hit. So when they first meet you, that's exactly the purpose that you serve to them. You're some new shiny objects, and they're going to idealize you and just completely like romanticize you, make you think that this is like the most perfect relationship you've ever dreamt up. You start future faking and basically like painting out this whole idea of the future for you, of like what it's going to look like, and that's a way that they kind of get emotional leverage over you by like giving you this idea of like what your future could be like with them. And they basically show up as like this perfect partner, and a lot of the times these people are also very much grandiose, that's what the term is called, where it's like everything that they do in life is like larger than life, because they can't really deal with the mundane, because when they're stuck in the mundane, it kind of forces them to sit with themselves and sit with their thought. And being grandiose is kind of an escape from that, and it also doubles as a way to charm people and manipulate people and kind of just feed into their ego. So that's the first phase, is the love bombing phase, where everything seems perfect and this person makes you feel like you are the best thing that's ever happened to them. But then shortly after that comes the devaluing phase, and this is where they just kind of start to get bored of you, plain and simple. Just like they get bored of everything else, they also get bored of you, because like I said, they're not looking for love, they're looking for dopamine hits, and those only last so long. So once you start to get boring to them, you're just going to notice them starting to pull away. You're going to notice them putting in a little less effort. You're going to notice them just not doing what they used to do. Like, this is the love bombing phase, and now you're like coming down and you're like,
I'm pretty sure you had something to do with that. They might not, but we don't know who this guy is. We don't have his side of the story, but you can do things to make people not like you within a relationship. People break up all the time. So that doesn't mean that you need to go to the therapist and have them give you these terms that define the person based off your anecdotal experiences only.
like, wait, what is happening? I thought you were this perfect person who wanted to do all these amazing things for me. And they might even start kind of picking on you or criticizing you or just finding little ways to devalue you. And this also plays into the reason why these toxic relationships are so addictive.
Or they could be giving you advice to make you better, and you just taking it as them belittling you or trying to downplay you.
because they give you these high highs, but then they also give you these very low lows. And what that does to your brain chemically is very similar to what a drug does. It's like withdrawing from a drug. So you're basically like at this like insane dopamine high and you're like, oh, this is like amazing. But then you're like so low and you're always looking for that next dopamine hit. So it almost in a way gets you like addicted to this person and addicted to the next time that they're gonna like validate you or make you feel good. So that's the devaluing phase. And honestly, in the devaluing phase, I would not be surprised if these people are going behind your back, entertaining other people, looking for new supplies, trying to find new dopamine hit. The thing is, they never truly break up with you because they always want to keep you around. Like they don't want to entirely lose access to you. They're just bored of you. So they kind of want to like put you into the background as like some white noise and try and like find something else to like give them a dopamine hit in the meantime. But they never truly break up with you. They just kind of start giving you zero effort and just doing enough to like suffice. Then they start the discarding phase. This is where things really hit the fan. They're just doing nothing. Like they're literally giving you no effort at all, and it's just not good. They basically just start giving up on you, and it's so confusing and so heartbreaking. They might say things to you like, I think we just need to take a break, or I'm just too busy, I just can't do this right now. Just excuses like that, and it's so confusing and heartbreaking.
It is not an excuse. They're telling you what it is. I think this girl was in a situationship with this guy. She wanted it to be more than what it was, and it just wasn't that. And he's telling you, we need to see other people. It's not an excuse. He's telling you what's happening. He wants to see other people. Now, even if you guys were in a relationship, maybe he changed his mind.
Because in the devaluing phase and in the discarding phase, most people start overcompensating. Because when you feel them pulling away, your natural instinct is going to be to try harder, to do more, to get their love back. Like it literally makes...
If somebody tells you that they don't want to be with you, you don't try harder. You take them for their word.
Makes you crazy, and it makes you just want to try harder to get them to notice you and validate you and love you. Because at this point, they have so much emotional leverage over you and so much emotional control over you that they know when they start pulling away that you're just going to do more. But when you start hearing these things, when they're discarding you and giving up on you entirely, it's just going to be so heartbreaking. And like I said, these people usually don't really break up with you. It just kind of gets to a point where you're so sick and tired of the way that they treat you and the games that they play with you that you end up walking away. So now that you've walked away, that's when the hoovering stage starts. Because they went all this time having so much emotional control and leverage over you that they never actually thought that you were going to get up and leave. So when you do, they start spiraling because they never actually thought that they would lose control over you. So now they're going to start doing anything they can to hoover you back in. And the term hoover comes from like a vacuum, I think, because they just try whatever they can to suck you back into their...
No. It's just they're trying to clap cheeks again. That's it. They're going to clap cheeks a couple times, and then they're going to do the same thing again if you keep letting them.
World and get that control over you again. I think these people a lot of the times mix up control for love. I don't know in their heads if they actually think they're the same thing or what's up with that. Anyways, they will start doing anything they can. They'll send you the craziest texts. They will say things that they know will make you upset or trigger you emotionally. They will cross your boundaries. They will just tell you all these things that you want to hear that they're not actually going to do or follow through with. But they just say them because they need to get you back. It's basically a bait and switch tactic where they're baiting you and baiting you back into their life. And then once they actually get you back into their life, and once again, you're so intertwined with them emotionally that they can do or say whatever, they completely switch up on you. They literally go from being like, I'll do this, I'll do that, I love you so much, whatever, to once you're actually back in their life being like just completely going back to square one. And then the entire thing repeats itself and starts all over again. You literally go back to the love bombing phase, back to the devaluing phase, and back to the discarding phase. And this is just scratching the surface, you guys, of what I've learned, and it's truly mind-blowing. It absolutely breaks my heart that people function like this, and it just really makes me wonder, like, how on earth do you even get like that? But anyway, I digress. I want to make this video to spread awareness because I know how painful that is. It truly is like life-changing, literally life-changing. It completely changes the way you will view relationships for the rest of your life and view yourself for the rest of your life. So I absolutely cannot imagine like going through this experience not having this education. So I just want to spread awareness to people and educate people because I think there's probably a lot of people out there who have experienced this and they genuinely have no clue what happened. And I can't even imagine that. So hopefully this video helps somebody out there. I love psychology. I think it is so incredibly fascinating. I love learning about it. I love learning about just different people and the way people think and function and everything like that. So I can't wait to keep posting about like all the things I've been learning. But yeah, if you guys like this kind of content, if you like relationship advice videos, psychology videos, anything like that, let me know because I love it. I love learning about it and I love posting about it.
Wow. Oh my God. I thought it was never gonna end. She just keeps talking. And they sped the video up. This thing had to be like 15, 20 minutes long. Saying the same thing over and over again. I'm gonna leave it there, guys. If you wanna again finish this video, I'll make sure I have it I'll make sure I have it in the description below. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe. Until the next video, guys. Peace.